Hi, brother teacher. There was a time when I was a child growing up that people valued their privacy. There were some things that were sacred to us coming up as children, even children, yes, not to mention adults, that we valued in terms of our privacy and secrecy. Personal things in our lives we didn't want the general public to know. But those times have drastically changed for many. And even different or subsequent generations just have a totally different mindset as it relates to their privacy and their personal information. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not intentional, sometimes it's just purely ignorance that leads us to expose ourselves so much to people across the World Wide Web. Since the advent, yes, of the internet, people have been giving their information out innocently, not knowing that much of the information, virtually all of the information, is falling into the hands of people who have ill intentions. Government agencies, hackers, people that don't intend us any good at all. So what are you saying, brother teacher? This is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. All my friends that are watching and all of my subscribers and followers that are watching, my martial arts family, everyone that are watching this, please listen to me very carefully. That which we've already done is done. It's too late. Any information that you've already spread on the internet by way of social media, Facebook, YouTube, Google in general, and all of the other various places like Instagram and Snapchat and so forth, all of the information that you have shared with people thinking that it was harmless, you just ought to think again. Ladies and gentlemen, there are predators on the internet. And they're not all just regular people that are predators. They are government agencies, as I forestated. They are law enforcement agencies. They are people who are criminals in organized crime who's seeking your information. They're collecting it. And their agendas are heinous by their very nature. They don't tend any good. Now, just because you don't see anything negative happening to you and or your life and family right now doesn't mean that down the road it's not going to affect you in some negative way, some destructive way. So I'm imploring you today, I'm cautioning you today, stop sharing everything or virtually everything about your life to people on the internet. Stop telling people your address. Stop giving people your social security number if it's not a secured website that you're on. Stop giving people your personal information, period, on the internet. Speak only in general as much as you possibly can, because there are people out there that are hacking all day long, nonstop. They're taking your information and they're selling your information to organizations, to businesses, to corporations. And you wonder sometimes, why do you get mail all of the time from places that you never even subscribe to? Your information is being shared. And you may have forgotten. This has been going on for many, many, many years. It's not just happened all of a sudden by happenstance. So, how much do you value your privacy today and that of your family? Do you want someone knowing where you live at that you did not invite to your home? Do you want someone knowing where you bank at, where you shop at, where you go to eat at, you and your family, where you go to have recreation at? Do you want someone to know all of that information? You're setting yourself up for failure. You don't have to tell people how much money you make on Facebook. Keep it in general and be very careful when you talk to people on the phone, your cell phone. It's being monitored, whether people want to accept it or not. It's not a matter of you accepting it. It is what it is. It is a reality. Ask Edward Snowden. He's just one whistleblower. But I've had conversations with people over the years, and I've heard third parties in the background speaking while I was talking on the phone to someone else. Why? Have you been watching your television and then all of a sudden an emergency broadcast come up on your television? Why do these people have the ability to interrupt your programming to tell you about an emergency if those people don't control that medium? We are being watched. And if you think it's okay to be watched, then you're sleeping through a revolution. You're sleeping, ladies and gentlemen. You need to wake up today, because those entities that are watching us do not intend us any good at all. They don't. Just because someone is not knocking on your door right now doesn't mean that they won't in the future. We are not living in the world that we thought we were living in. We're living in a world and a society today that is very, very highly surveilled by the powers that be. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is a fact. There are cameras virtually everywhere we travel. On the roadways, outside your home, in virtually every business you walk into. It's not just for security of those companies and those places. It's twofold. You can say it's for security, but it's for monitoring as well. It's for observation of your habits as well. And anytime you use a phone that has your personal information attached to the company by which you have the service, you think they don't know who you are? You think they don't know what your habits are, what your routines are? There's a reason why the utility companies have installed smart meters in your home. There's a reason you have smart televisions. There's a reason you have smart phones and any other item in your home that you use for daily necessity. All of those things that are smart. Did you not know? Do your own due diligence in your research. But did you not know that all of these devices communicate with one another? They know when you're home, when you leave, what time you turn on the television, turn it off, what your favorite programming is on television, how long you watch the programming, what room in your house you're in most of the time, who you're calling, how often you call them, where you're calling, whether or not you have your air conditioner on in your home or your heat, who comes over your house and when they leave, whose house you go over. Now, this all might be a bit much to swallow, but I'm sorry and sad to say it's the truth anyway. You see, we are in a matrix. You see, the people who sit behind the scenes, they have given us a reality that they want us to believe that is the real thing. But there's an alternate reality occurring behind the scenes. It's called programming, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brother Teacher, and I'm not going to stop being who I am. Share this video. Watch it over again. Not just simply for the sake of entertainment or just to hear an older man rant on about a subject that sounds maybe a little bizarre, but get the context of what I'm saying and do something about the reality of what I'm saying. Don't just be familiar with things. Make sure that you know these things and that you operate in these things in such a way that it's going to benefit you and your family in the future and not be a detriment to them. Read between the lines. This is Brother Teacher out.